Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. My name is Tiffany and today we are talking spring eyeshadow palettes. So I just went through my collection and I pulled all the eyeshadow palettes out that really make me think of spring. So the peachy colors, the pinks, the pretty light shimmers, the pastels, they're all in this basket and I want to go through them. The first thing I want to say is that I hope you guys are enjoying this content because I have not done this on my channel before. I've really been enjoying adding even more content or different content to my channel because I don't want to be so repetitive, and it's always been kind of like a hodgepodge of whatever I feel like posting. So I hope you guys are enjoying that too. I know there are some subscribers that are here for one thing versus the other, so I hope you don't mind that I like to throw these in there, but it's really fun for me and I really am just having a blast doing it. So also I wanted to mention that I don't have anything crazy new in here. I really like rotating my makeup. I do it all the time, constantly, because I want to make sure I'm getting a good use out of everything that I've purchased. So some of these palettes are not available anymore, but I figured if you have them in your collection and maybe you forgot about them, it will kind of remind you to how pretty they are and you can break them out and start using them too. So I think it's important to use what we have, and I of course like adding new things into my collection all the time, but at the same time also like making sure that I give love to all of the other things that have been living there. So let's get started. I have, I don't know, there's maybe 13 here, and let's just get right into the first one. So the first palette we're going to talk about is one that I slept on for so long. I don't know why, because every time I saw it on someone's channel I was like, wow, that's so pretty. But I finally wound up caving in and I got it off of Mercari. I'm so glad that I did because this is absolutely gorgeous. So not only is the cover beautiful, but the shimmers inside of this are stunning. This is Juvia's Place, the Deuce palette, and I love it. So these shimmers here specifically are my favorite. So this pink and then this green color, I think the shimmers just really pop on the eyes. And for me, as being someone that's not really good with makeup or good at makeup, it's not hard for me to work with this palette. So I always appreciate eyeshadows that are user-friendly and that I can't really screw up too bad. So yeah, this dark brown, I'll never put that on my outer corner, but I used it as a liner, and then again as even like inner corner highlights here. They're absolutely beautiful, and I'm gonna try not to use that word a million times in this video, but it's gonna be hard because I love all of these. The next palette I'm going to talk about is ColourPop's Sweet Talk palette. So I know this palette is on a lot of people's collections, and for good reason. It's beautiful. The colors just really scream out spring. You have your peachy, corally shades, and they look beautiful again on the eyes. This shade right here, I don't know if you can tell, but it has been used quite a bit. And I know a lot of people are not a fan of the pressed glitters. I actually really like them. I just have to get better about using them because they usually wind up all over my face, which is not a good look. And today is actually what I put on is this, what's it called? Early morning glitter all over my eyes. And I went a little overboard with it, but I just really wanted to shimmer today. Sparkle shimmer. So yeah, again, I love the ColourPop formula. I would love to get more ColourPop palettes. I don't have too many, but yeah, this one is really perfect for spring, as well as this one. So we have another ColourPop palette. My mom actually bought this for me, and she said that it just made her think of me. So this is Blush Crush. So again, the shades here are the colors of the palette itself. It's just so pretty. And then inside here you have more of your pinks. So again, I don't know if you can tell, but this one I have really dipped into in the past and have really enjoyed it. I like how these darker colors down here have a little bit of sparkle in them too. And yeah, inner corner highlight, again, beautiful here. And this one just really works nicely to kind of like blend it out a little bit more for me, because like I said, I'm trying to work on blending, but I wind up still with harsh lines, and like I said, I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just like to play with them and just kind of, it makes me feel better just knowing that I took the time to do something with my face. The next eyeshadow palette I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites in my collection, and I've seen already people breaking it out for spring, and I think it's for a good reason, because that is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. So again, stunning packaging, but the shades in here and the shimmers are so pretty and so gorgeous. This color here, I just actually used this one in my last video, and they intimidate me a little bit, but I kind of mixed these two shades together, and I actually like the way that it turned out. But yeah, these I really have dipped into in the past, and again, I like this formula as well. So I don't actually know if I have any other palettes from her. I think maybe like 2 others, but they might be smaller. So yeah, I definitely will be getting a lot of use out of this. And this was actually the first one that I reached for when I went to put these palettes together, because this was the first one that really just kind of popped into my head. The next one I'm going to talk about is something that they had at TJ Maxx and Marshall's forever, but I remember swatching this in store and I thought it was really pretty. So when they had them at TJ Maxx, I picked up the whole collection, and that is the BH Cosmetics. This was the Iggy Azalea collaboration, and it was called Totally Plastic, and this is the purple one. So this is the packaging for it. And I do, like I said, I remember when I swatched this in store, Ulta had it on an end cap. I was playing around with all of the shimmers, and they were actually really pretty. So when I got this at TJ Maxx, it was really, really cheap and inexpensive. But I don't know if you can tell, I really actually have used this quite a bit. This shade right here, this looks really pretty as an inner corner highlight. And I don't love the matte formula as much as I do the other brands here, but I really do like the shimmers. So I'm really happy that I was able to grab all 3 of them, and this one will definitely be getting some attention. And then, oh, I actually have a whole bunch of them. I didn't even think about this. So this is the Huda Beauty Pastels in the Rose. So this one, another one that is just more of your purpley pinks, and then these yellows are so pretty. I love this one down here especially, but this shade's fun, and I like that she kind of does that with the palettes to kind of like mix it up a little bit, make it look a little bit more interesting. But this yellow here, I love putting that all over the lid, and I do like the mattes in the, like I said, I do like her matte formula. So I just really think these palettes are really nice, especially when, like I said, you are kind of newer to makeup and it's kind of just easy to work with because you don't have any colors that are super dark in here, so it's not like intimidating to kind of build them up a little bit more, if that makes sense. The next one I'm going to talk about is something, I think this came in a BoxyCharm. I'm really starting to like their palettes. I have a couple of them from BoxyCharm, but that is the Ace Beauté Violet Sage palette. So this one is more of your purples, but they also have the pinks in here. And this one I had in rotation actually not that long ago. I was using this one because I really wanted to play around with this purple shade here, but I think this is pretty because you have this sage green color, a darker green here, you have your pinks. These look really similar to me, these two right here, and then even like these two kind of shimmers here, but they all look really pretty on the eyes, and I like that they do have the darker colors in here so you can kind of work with them. And then like for me, I usually use them as a liner, so I appreciate having them in a palette so that way I don't have to go into another one. So that was Ace Beauté's Violet Sage palette, and they're relatively inexpensive too, which is nice. We have another BH Cosmetics palette, and this was part of the Sweet Shop collection. This I was wanting out of all of them the most because I like greens. I think greens kind of make my eyes stand out a little bit more because they are green, and purples and greens and golds. But yeah, this is my favorite green palette in my collection. I love this one specifically right here, and I love the shimmers. I think that it's nice to have these different kinds of tones of green here instead of all just kind of being like lighter, or I don't know if that makes sense. It's just kind of easy for me to work with these. I love eyeshadows that are, like, I would say foolproof, but not exactly, because I could still mess them up, but easier to work with. So yeah, these especially right here, I am so ready to give them some love because they are just spring in a palette. So that is my favorite green eyeshadow palette I have in my collection. All right, we have a couple more. So we have, this one should be no surprise. This is ABH's Norvina palette. So again, more purpley pinks. It's a theme here. But yeah, this one I love. This has been used and abused. If you could tell. Again, these purples and pinks, I love them because they always make my eyes stand out more, and they just really pop. So I love putting them all over the lid. I love these golds here. I love this color, which is called Eccentric. So that one for the crease. And yeah, this is just stunning. I love ABH formula. I have quite a bit of their palettes. So anytime I see one that the color story kind of really speaks to me, I have to have it. So this one is definitely one to have in your collection if you enjoy the ABH formula. The next one I have is something that I saw, I don't remember where I saw it. I saw the packaging of it, and the packaging is so gorgeous. I literally bought it for just the outer packaging. I wouldn't care what colors were inside the palette, to be honest. I just wanted it for the packaging. But I really do love it because I wound up really liking the colors that were inside, and that is the Makeup Revolution. This is the Regal Romance. So how gorgeous is that? I love the just design of this, the colors, it's beautiful. It's just so feminine and dainty, and I love it. And these are really inexpensive. I did pick this one up at Ulta. I don't know if it's still available, but I know you can find these palettes again at like your Marshalls and TJ Maxx. But always like hard for me to open though, because it's like a tin. But again, this theme here we have going on. We have our pinks, and then we have our peachy colors. And I love that these are more on the lighter side. So like your apricot, and your shimmers here. So yeah, some of them do look a little repetitive, but you also get like this really pretty hot pink that's in this palette. And I do like the mattes on here. They do work pretty nicely for me. So I really enjoy that. I don't have a ton of the Makeup Revolution palettes. I do have a few, but I really do like that one. And then we have two more. The next one I have is another BH Cosmetics palette, and that is the Mimosa palette. So this was something I got at TJ Maxx, and when I saw this originally, I really wanted it. Again, a theme. I stick to the same stuff. That's not true. I have palettes of like every different color, but for spring, it's kind of perfect. So I like this yellow up here. I think it's a lot of fun. And then this mustardy color. The pinks again are really, really pretty. They had, I forget what the other color was that was with this thing. Actually, no, I have the avocado toast one. Is that in the same collection? But yeah, between the pistachio palette and then the avocado toast one, I definitely prefer these greens over those greens, because those greens are a little bit darker. But I picked this one up and the avocado toast at the same time in the same haul. But yeah, really, really gorgeous colors and pinks and different tones of pink. So really, really excited to get more use out of that. And this one, I doubt a lot of people have in their collection, but I really wanted to add more rainbow palettes into my collection, and I love Profusion as a brand. I adore their eyeshadows. They were one of the first eyeshadow palettes that I really started to pick up and kind of collect them, because they, for me, worked really well. They always were easy to use or user friendly again. So when I saw this one, I was like, okay, I have to have it. So again, everyone might not have this in their collection, but I wanted to show it because it is one of my favorites. And that is the Profusion. This was the Mean Girls collaboration. So it's so cute to begin with if you like anything with Mean Girls, which I love, and pink. But it's a really pretty eyeshadow palette, rainbow palette. And the reason why I picked this one is mainly for, again, the pinks, but also this yellow. It's like a canary yellow. It's called Lesbian Crush right here. Is one of my favorite yellows in all of my palettes, because it literally is just so like ethereal looking on the eyes. I love that they have more of like, these glitters are gorgeous. Again, there's like a hair or something, it's probably some dust, but I will get these all over my face and really look silly, but I don't care because I think they're so pretty. They're so sparkly and shimmery. So if you can get this on like Mercari or Poshmark or something, I really, really do love this. And again, I love that it's rainbow and that they have the different shades in here, but they always have like that pretty lighter one in each kind of row, so that way you can really just kind of tone it down if you don't want to have something like too punchy and loud. So yeah, but this yellow is my favorite yellow in all of my palettes in my collection, and it's basically why I pulled this one out, because it made me think of the pastel colors and that yellow and this glitter and this pink. So that is going to wrap this video up. Let me know if there's palettes in here that you think are, or not in this video, but if you have some that are like your absolute top spring eyeshadow palette or your go-to that you think of. First, how I thought of this one first. I really, like I said, I love adding to my collection, so it's fun for me to check new ones out. But I really just enjoy getting more use out of what I have. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this. I will see you in the next one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, your night, whenever you're watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.